Good morning, majors. So this is just going over a review to help you get ready for chapter 5. These are things that you should know from algebra before. First of all, we're going to simplify a ratio. What I want to do is I want to show you how to put these in your calculators. You need to remember that the units have to be the same. So it has to be yards over yards, people over people, trucks over trucks. And if they're not, you're going to have to convert it to what I usually do is I convert it to the smaller one, and then we'll simplify it. So if we have yards over yards, then I know my answer is going to be in yards. And what we have to remember about a ratio is you're always going to have two numbers still. Even if it simplifies to 2, we're going to write it as 2 over 1. This one was not going to be 2. 6 over 12, if you write that in your calculator, 6 divided by 12, and then you press math, the math button should be underneath the green alpha, and then press enter twice. Enter, enter. It will simplify it for you. 6 over 12 is the same as 1 over 2, and we always write it in the most simplified form. 38 over 114, we know that my answer is going to have people in it. And we're going to write that in there, 38 divided by 115. Plug that into your calculator, press enter. And then press math, enter, enter. And it doesn't give us anything. That means we cannot simplify it. It's going to stay as 38 divided by 114. Hold on, I can do that. 38 divided by 114. Yep, 1/3. Good. So that does simplify. So 1/3 of the people. You guys can do this one. Let's look at number 4. The top one is in feet and the bottom one is in inches. So the one that's smaller is inches. So we're going to go and we're going to convert everything to inches. We need to know the conversion. There are 12 inches in 1 foot. So we're going to multiply 36 by 12. And 36 times 12 is 432. So now we have 432 inches over 12 inches. And we can plug that into our calculator, 432 divided by 12. Press enter, and then math, enter, enter. And actually, that just gives you 36. But we don't write it as a whole number. We write it as 2 numbers still. So any whole number is always divisible by 1. Okay? From 1903 to 1993, there were 90 World Series in Major League Baseball. As of 1993, the American League won 53 of those series, and the National League won 37. Okay. Find the ratio of series wins to series losses for the American League. So the American League won 53, and it says find the ratio of the wins. So we put the wins first, which is going to be 53 to the losses. So if the other league won 37, then that means that the American League lost 37. That totals 90. If you plug this into the calculator, that's going to be math, enter, enter. You're going to get the same thing. We can also write this as a fraction, as 53 divided by 37. And you'll see it as a colon in between them. That also means a ratio. Find the ratio of series wins to the series losses for the National League. We're going to do the same thing. The series wins, the National League won 37. And then the series losses, they lost 53. So it'll be 37 over 53. You guys try the rest. Pause the video and try the rest. I'm also going to show you guys how to solve a proportion. Whenever we have 2 fractions on both sides of that equality sign, we're going to cross multiply. So x times 15 and then 3 times 10. So x times 15 is 15x equals 3 times 10 is 30. We'll just solve it like normal, divide by 15. X is equal to 2. So this would be 2 over 3 is the same as 10 over 5. Same thing, right? That's true. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to do one when we have an expression in the denominator. We're still going to cross multiply. 3 times y is 3y equals, and then 15 times y minus 2. We're going to have to, the left-hand side of the equation will stay the same. The right-hand side, we're going to have to distribute that 15. 15 times y is 15y. And 15 times negative 2 is negative 30. So I'm going to move my y's to the left-hand side since I have y's on both sides. I need to choose a side and move them to that side. I'm going to subtract 15y to move it to the left-hand side. So 3 minus 15 is negative 12 y's. Don't forget your y's. Keep them together. Equals negative 30. And then we're going to divide by the negative 12. Y equals positive 30 over 12. And we can simplify this. You plug it into your calculator. 30 divided by 12, and then press math, enter, and we get that as 5 over 2. 5 over 2, or 5 halves. We're not using decimals right now. It's 2.5, it's a decimal, but we're not going to use those. And you guys try the other two. So let's look at this. The recommended application for a particular type of lawn fertilizer is 1 50-pound bag of fertilizer for every 575 feet. So that's going to help us set up a proportion. So 1 bag for every 575 feet, square feet. This is a bag. Bag over feet, right? Equals how many bags? We've got to keep it consistent. Bags over feet equals bags over feet. So this one is going to be X, is what they're asking us. Would we need to fertilize 2,850 square feet? This is exactly what your quiz is going to look like. They're going to have proportions like this. 1 times 2,850, so this is feet. So how many bags? 1 times 2,850 is just 2,850. Equals 575 times x is 575x. And then we know that we always divide by whatever is multiplied by your variable. So divide by 575. Divide by 575. X equals, and then put that in your calculator. And then press math, enter. It's going to be a fraction. 114 divided by 29. But in this case, we want to know how many bags. So if it's 4.9, I got 4.9, 4.95, we're going to have to round it up to 5 bags. We want to cover the whole thing, otherwise we're not going to have enough. If we round it down to 4 bags, we're not going to have enough fertilizer. You guys can do that one. 1 cup of flour is needed to bake 2 dozen of Steve's favorite cookies. How many cups of flour are required to make 8 dozen of Steve's favorite cookies? It's the same thing, guys. So 1 cup of flour to 2 dozen cookies. But they're both in dozens, right? How many cups of flour to 8 dozens? Cross multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times x is 2x. Divide by 2. X equals 4. So we need 4 cups of flour. So I want you guys to try the rest, and we will review this when you come back to class after the break.